Chun is divided down into 3 empty hand forms. Silam Tao, which means little idea in the beginning. Q, which is seeking the bridge, making the bridge. And you got Bilji, which is like taking the needle on a compass. It's emergency techniques. But you take the needle on a compass and you pull it off, let go of it, it snaps back to center. So Bilji is like thrusting fingers, emergency techniques, cut back to center. You got the Mukyon Jong, teaches you timing, distance, structure, how to angle yourself on the Jong certain ways, and then you make sure that as you move in on it, that you're able to hit it with adequate power, off balance when you strike, and a lot of bone hardening too with the Jong. After that, you have what's called Jin Choi punches, which are battle punches. You get down in this low horse stance called Jin Ma, and you go towards the side, whereas everything else up to this point, everything has been facing like a triangle towards the center out in front of you. You have this center, and then some people will call this the center as well. This is the center between the two of us. So let's say if this was the center, this would be on one side of it, this would be on the other. This would be the high, this would be the low. And all those angles you perfect when you're messing around with the Mukyon Jong, the wooden dummy. And it doesn't matter if it's 108 or 116. You know, you just gotta train the Jong like a typewriter. Just play all the techniques over and over until they're just wired, fast body. So reactionary speed is quick. And then for the sensitivity, you've got the two-man drills. And honestly, the two-man drills, what it does to you as far as sensitivity in that type of situation, it changes the game for you in dealing with other people, you know. Definitely start to look for patterns in behavior, insight into their intent that might be hidden behind something. Start off connected wrist to wrist doing the two-man drills. You know, you build to where any minute maneuver in their body, their eyes, anything, pick up on all of those little source cues. You have the Luk Tun Bun Quan pole. There's 2 weapons with the Wing Chun. Pole, 6.5 point pole. This gives you really good hands unity training. And like where the Silam Tao's little idea in the beginning, Chum Q is seeking a bridge, Bilji, standard compass, the pole is like unwavering focus over a long distance. So it's kind of like planning out a 5 or 10 year goal and then be able to hold that trajectory all the way through. No matter what, you just knock whatever out the way, or you move like water through whatever comes up and you keep going. When you do the pole the correct way, the Bil Quan, we strike with the pole, the very end of it will vibrate like that, and that's when you're lining everything up to it. Of course, after that you have the Ba Chan Do, which are the 8-way chopping knives, slashing knives, 8 directional knives. To me, that's like the biosphere. It's just the bubble around you. It dials you in all the way. I give you that unwavering focus. The knives make it so that you chop it all up, you dissect it all the way to the end, to that vibrational point. Time might be your core of things that you do. With Chum Q being something you might add in. And if you don't like what you added in, you might cut it out with Bilji. Or it could be the bridge arm you make between yourself and somebody else. The overall statement, hey, how are you doing? That's Chum Q. And then Bilji might be like, nah, I don't want to talk to them no more. This job sucks, or this path is no good for me. Because you don't want to put it back in your Silam Tao, your center, your true center. Tell yourself what your soul, your spirit, what that's all about. Vibrate with, resonate with, where you get into it. It's who are you? I mean, and how do you become your highest self? Being in the present, moving forward, facing things. You know, everything about the Wing Chun is geared up towards the enlightenment, awakening type of thing. So trust the process, get in alignment.